lead, follow, or get the hell out of the way. That was the advice that Krusty NCO at the 1st Infantry Division NCO Academy in Kitzingen, Germany gave me as a young 19-year-old soldier during my first formal military leadership training. I got an opportunity to lead immediately when I came back to my unit. My section chief, in an act of cowardly self-interest, directed me to train the section for the upcoming skill qualification test. You see, he would be too busy studying for his own sergeant's test and preparing for his promotion board, so he delegated this menial task to me. I gathered the team together, and I searched for a way to get started. I had barely a few months more experience than they, but they were looking to me. I looked around, I picked up the skill qualification manual, and I began to tear it apart. I pulled out the pages that describe the task, condition, and standards for one of the tasks. I turned to my roommate, TJ Joyner. I handed the pages to TJ and I looked into his eyes. I said, "Read this, learn it, know it." I smiled when TJ nodded instead of cracking wise, which is what I really expected him to do. Then I turned to the team. I said, "Tomorrow I will teach the first task. This is performance-oriented training. I will talk you through the task step by step. I'll show you what to do. I'll walk you through the task lockstep. Then you'll practice. You'll practice until you're ready to be tested. Then I'll test you until you pass. I'll test you until each of us pass. Pay attention, because you're going to train a task in the same way. I'm up first and TJ is next." Back in our room in the barracks, TJ and I talked about how we trained the team. I explained to TJ that I expected that the section chief believed that I would just hand out the manuals, make reading assignments, and answer questions. After all, it was a written test. I also knew that the chief of firing battery and the first sergeant would expect me to take what I had learned at the NCO Academy and put on hands-on training for each of the tasks. I felt like the first method would fail many of our soldiers. And I knew that the second method would become tedious and boring in little time. TJ agreed, and he pledged to carry his share of the load. We assigned the easier task to the less capable soldiers. TJ and I trained the most technically complex tasks. We drilled, we quizzed each other, we dug into the field manuals and the technical manuals to find answers to questions that weren't explicitly provided in the skill qualification test manual. It became a game. The soldiers tried to one-up each other, and especially to one-up TJ and I. One day we marched over to the education center and took the test, and then we moved on to other concerns. A few months later, as we stood in an awards ceremony formation, our section chief was called forward to receive an award. He had distinguished himself with the Fire Directions Center with the highest skill qualification test scores in the U.S. Army Europe by a wide margin. TJ stood next to me in the ranks. In the corner of my eye, I could see him grinning and rolling his eyes at the irony of our section chief receiving the award and the praise from the brigade commander. Afterwards, seeing the pride and the sense of accomplishment among the soldiers, I realized it didn't matter who got credit. We had all done this together. We were better because of the work that we had done together. We were a better team. They did it themselves, individually and collectively. TJ had led every bit as much as I had. Later, when I studied the Tao, I come to appreciate this experience even more. The Tao is an Eastern philosophy. It's incorporated into many Eastern philosophies and religions. And from the Tao, I learned that when an effective leader is done, the people believe that it happened naturally. Today, I think there are many opportunities for us to lead in this manner. I see it in my own organization all the time. This differs significantly from many models of leadership that we're taught. But in essence, if you can work with your team as a teammate, as a team member, as a player coach, then you have opportunities that you would never have when you stand above them in a leadership position. I'm here to urge you to look for an opportunity to lead your team by walking beside them, to be a partner in accomplishing some mission or some task, or to teach your students as an active participant in the learning. You'll learn a lot from your people and about your people as you do this, and they'll learn a lot about you. You'll share your experience and your abilities in a direct and meaningful way. You will dramatically increase your credibility as you solve problems and you demonstrate your ability and deliver on your share of the work. You'll have an opportunity to demonstrate the values you espouse and to build leadership on the team. For all these reasons and more, I want you to look for an opportunity to lead people by walking beside them. Thank you.